everyone, welcome to my Virgin Voyages Valiant Lady Mediterranean vlog. Right, I'm going to have to work on a shorter title because I don't think YouTube allows that many characters. But we are here on a press trip, just to disclaim. All opinions are my own, but Virgin have very kindly gifted us a week on this incredible cruise, and we could not be more excited. So we've started in Barcelona today. We go around Spain, Italy, France. It's going to be incredible. And yeah, I'm really excited to bring you along. So I'm going to vlog as much as I can. As I say, we're doing the Valiant Lady, which sets sail from Barcelona, and we've got the Mediterranean itinerary. But apart from that, I think everything else is pretty universal, you know, even if you're doing a different itinerary. Or the Scarlet Lady, which is Virgin's ship over in America, they're identical pretty much. You know, they've got the same bars, they've got the same restaurants, they've got the same events. So yeah, I'm going to show you everything I can. I am so excited. Just a note, there is music playing around the entire ship, which is brilliant, but it means I can't vlog because I will get copyrighted on YouTube and this video will never go up, which is really sad. So I'm going to do most of the talking either in the cabin or when I'm out at the ports doing the excursions, and then I'll do, you know, clips and voiceovers and music for the rest of the bit. So yeah, thank you for watching and stay tuned if you want to know what it's like to sail with Virgin Voyages. Prior to your cruise, you can download the Virgin Voyages app where you can select your embarkation time. We were lucky enough to be given VIP access and board the ship at 1:30 p.m. before anyone else arrived, and we got the warmest welcome. Shout out to this guy who's doing the absolute most. Then we jumped in the lift and it was time to explore our room. It's singing to me. Okay. You'll get a full room tour later, but for now, let's head to the Manor, which is where the VIP guests check in with free champagne and you get to book in all of your excursions and activities for the rest of your trip. We were starving by this point, so grabbed some lunch and headed up to the outdoor decks to explore the ship some more. The ship is absolutely massive. Being made up of 16 decks means that wherever you turn, there's always a new surprise, such as basketball courts or an outdoor adults-only playground. And just to note, the entire cruise ship is actually adults only. That's a big Virgin perk, which means no having to fight the kids to use the arcade. When coming aboard Virgin Voyages, make sure that you bring your sailor loot. This is basically currency that you use on board the ship to spend in either all of their amazing shops or on alcohol or on excursions. Everything else is pretty much included, including Wi-Fi, tips and food. Fun fact, the shops are only actually open when the ship is sailing. They're not allowed to sell when the ship is docked in port. As I mentioned, this was a press trip, so we were given access to the exclusive Richard's rooftop, which, yes, is essentially Richard Branson's rooftop, where they serve Moët champagne on happy hour for 2 hours each day. It was amazing, and this is where we sat for sail away. We spent the rest of our first evening just gathering our bearings and taking it all in. Good morning. So we are in Toulon. I don't know if it's Toulon. I feel very uncultured. And it's the most gorgeous port. Look at this. I think it's just going to be really nice waking up every day in like a different location. I think that's so cool, and you obviously don't get that on any other holiday. So yeah, we're going to go grab some breakfast, maybe take some snacks with us because I think we might go on a hike today. If I get choice of what we do, we'll be going on a hike. If you're looking for breakfast, the only place to be is the galley. The galley is basically Virgin's take on a sit-down buffet. You have the option of so many different food stalls. You scan a QR code and you get the menu for all of these different food stalls on your phone, and they all serve breakfast, lunch and dinner. This means every meal is table service, which is pretty special. Nothing could be as special as the view that we had with our incredible breakfast this morning though. Virgin are big on sustainability, so make sure you bring your own refillable water bottle and you can refill it at any of the stations around the ship. We found the best time to film tours of the ship were actually when we were in port and everybody was off exploring. This area was Valiant Lady's main hub. You could sit down and just watch everything and everyone pass by. To the right, there's also an ice cream store. I remember reading that all the Virgin ships were designed not to look like cruise ships, but to look like yachts. And doesn't this decor just prove that point to be true? Everything is so contemporary and modern. Just down the corridor, you'll find the in-house coffee shop where you can pick up any of these pastries. If you're gluten-free like me, make sure you ask and they'll give you either cookies or muffins, which they keep in a separate box at the back. So we're in Toulon and we're walking up. It's like a 45-minute walk to get to Mount Faron, and basically you get a cable car all the way to the top of the mountain. We've walked through the villages too, and they're really like sweet and dainty, very French. So yeah, we haven't had any excursions or anything planned today, but it's been quite nice just being able to walk around. So we'll see you at the top of the mountain. In total, the trip took about 6 minutes uphill, and it was only €8 per person. This was a really nice day out. Then we got back to the boat, and I thought it was about time for a room tour. So, here we go. We are staying in a sea terrace cabin. So you have your little bathroom, which actually isn't so little for a cruise ship, especially when you see the shower and the head. It's so powerful, and we honestly didn't feel like anything was lacking in this bathroom. Something that I was surprised about was the amount of storage that we had in our cabin. As you can see here, you've got a closet with hangers and you get a safe with a cupboard, mirror, towels, everything you could actually need for just a 1-week trip. The bed can apparently transform into a sofa during the daytime from your cabin cleaning crew. We didn't have the time to do this, but it's a cool feature. Something that we loved was the fact that a tablet actually controls the entire room, including lighting, curtains, TV, everything. But my favourite feature of the entire cabin had to be the hammock that was on our balcony. We spent far too much time swaying about in this. It is so much fun. Believe it or not, James did actually make it out of the hammock in time for our 6-course dinner at the Test Kitchen. The Test Kitchen is a unique experimental restaurant where you're served 6 courses of who knows what. I'm just kidding, you do know what food you're going to eat. You either get menu A if you go at the start of the week like we did, or you get menu B if you go later in the week. The menu is based on 1 ingredient per dish and it's very vague. So mushroom, for example, was this mushroom pate. And egg is maybe the fanciest egg and peas I have ever seen. This yolk was so runny. Alongside your 6 dishes, you obviously need 6 drinks. So they have a pairing menu of either wine, beer, cocktails, or non-alcoholic. We went for wine to kind of expand our horizons. This was our favourite meal. After dinner, it was time for entertainment, so we decided that we were going to head to game night. This particular activity was called Risky Quizness, where you get into teams with strangers you don't know. It was honestly so much fun. Day 3, we arrived in Italy and took an excursion to Portofino. I think that I'll just let the videos do the talking for this. The excursion lasted 8.5 hours, which gave us plenty of time to explore, but we'd worked up a big appetite. Okay, we are off to Pinkagave. How do you say it?
Pinkagave.
Okay, we're off to Pinkagave, which is downstairs, and I'm really excited because it's a 100% gluten-free menu. And I'm celiac, so it's going to be really nice not having to ask and check every single item what I can and can't have. So yeah, we'll let you know what it's like. Just to go into the dining situation a bit clearer, there are 6 specialty restaurants. Pinkagave and the Test Kitchen, for example, were 2 of the 6. If you want to go to these restaurants, you have to book before your voyage or when you're on board. They normally have time slots. We we ate at 5 out of 6 of these restaurants, and the remaining nights we either grabbed a takeaway pizza or we ate at the galley. Something that I will give Virgin credit for is how incredible they are at handling food allergies. I'm actually going to be uploading a separate YouTube video all about gluten-free dining with Virgin. After dinner, we headed to On the Rocks, where the mixologists were amazing. There were just as many bars as there were restaurants. Honestly, wherever you turn the corner, you could find a drink. And we certainly needed our drink because we were heading to Bingo with the Diva. This is a not your normal cruise ship bingo, and I'm going to show you why in these videos. It is hosted by an incredibly funny drag queen, and the entire experience is just so lively and entertaining. Plus, the prize fund was a lot higher than your average bingo fund. I was just as upset as these people when we didn't win. So we didn't win bingo, which was a bit sad, but the consolation was that I got a hot chocolate.
Did you tell them what the prize was?
The prize was
$1,500.
And we didn't win it, but as I say, is this better than $1,500? Yes. So it's like 11:30 now. It was a really good show actually, it was really fun. It was not like your usual bingo. We have breakfast booked to arrive at our room tomorrow from 8 till 8:30, so we need to get to sleep so we can wake up in time for that, and we are very excited. So the next clip you see should hopefully be a really aesthetic breakfast in bed. So we absolutely devoured that breakfast. It was delicious. It's on this thing called Ship Eats, and basically you go on, the whole Virgin cruise is dictated by an app, so you have to have an app on your phone, and obviously Virgin give you Wi-Fi to use it. Let me actually show you exactly what it is, because it's easier to just show you than actually explain. So you go on your Virgin app, and Ship Eats is what they call room service, essentially. So this is it, Virgin Voyages, and you have a list of like, I don't know, maybe like 15 menu items, like obviously not the whole buffet to choose from, and you pick exactly what you want. You can have as much as you want. We probably went a little bit overboard. We got 4 muffins because I wanted to take 2 out for today in case we couldn't find any gluten-free food. We got yogurt, we got fruit, we got scrambled eggs and salmon. You know, it was really, really gorgeous. And you basically have to put in your order the night before. So we chose the 8 to 8:30 time slot. They came at like 8:20 with a little ring on the doorbell. You have doorbells as well, obviously. It's just, you know, a Virgin thing. And yeah, it was delicious. It's $5 to get the room service, Ship Eats. The app isn't loading, but I'll show you later. But little tip, if you buy one of the premium beverages, which is like freshly pressed orange juice, you can get normal juice, like pressed juice, you know, included, but if you buy one of the premium ones, like I had the freshly pressed orange juice and James had an Americano, it waives the fee. So instead of paying $5 to get it delivered, you're better off just buying a premium drink and you get it delivered anyway. That's our little tip. But yeah, we are in Corsica today, and it is absolutely beautiful. It is hot, like really hot. I need to go and put some sun cream on actually. Corsica is a French Mediterranean island, and it is the birthplace of Napoleon, and it has some markets, so that's what we're going to go do today, I guess. Anytime that you want to enter or exit a port, you have to scan your wristband. Your wristband is like your ID tag, and it's also your room access key and your Sailor Loot access. After a busy day exploring, we had our ship show booked for 5:30 that evening. It's basically a variety act where you can also get dinner. But we did not eat dinner at the ship show because we had a booking at Razzle Dazzle, Virgin's vegetarian restaurant. I say vegetarian, but there are some meat options, especially if you ask the waiter for the secret menu where you can get this incredible butter chicken. After dinner, we headed to the Jewel reality show. This was amazing, probably the best show that we saw whilst on board. It's essentially really intense acrobatics whilst following the storyline of Romeo and Juliet. I will say that the shows on Virgin are definitely not your traditional cruise ship shows. You're not going to be getting any West End theatre shows, but personally I think that these were even better as they were so exciting to watch.
So we are currently in Sardinia and we've just got the free shuttle bus over to the main town. And we're just going for a walk now to see if we can find all the main shops.
It's very authentic here. Like, when we went to Portofino, it felt a bit like 2D, if that makes sense, but everything is like 3D here.
I felt like you get a picture of everything.
Yeah, it's a very strange way to put it, but yeah, it's very authentic. And we like it a lot. It reminds me of Rome, just like the way that the streets are laid out, and the buildings and everything. So I'll show you some parts of the city.
Yeah, but I still need a red shirt for Scarlet Night, so
yes, Scarlet Night.
we're just off to find that.
Scarlet Night, actually, though.
We'll probably get some more for it tonight before it starts, but it is tonight, so we're excited for that.
Yeah, stay tuned for an actual explanation on Scarlet Night and what it is. So it is Scarlet Night, as you can tell. Excuse the disgustingly messy room on our behalf. Scarlet Night is...
Oh, Scarlet Night is a celebration
yeah.
of a story or something about a sea goddess, I think, and the man that stole her heart or something like that.
James is going into depths a little bit too much, but basically
it's a party.
Everyone has to wear red, so we're dressed in red and the whole ship transforms and there's something going on everywhere. So everywhere we've been tonight and everywhere we've looked, people are in red, they're setting up props. I've seen those of huge octopuses, and it's just meant to be crazy, typical Virgin basically. So I will bring you along with us. Before Scarlet Night started, we had a dinner reservation at the Wake. This was maybe my favourite restaurant of the entire cruise. And let the Scarlet Games begin. It was so cool because the entire ship turned to red lighting. And everywhere you looked, there was something going on. There was even a professional photographer capturing the entire night. Eventually, all of the acts will kind of lead you outside to the pool, where you will see exactly what I mean about the giant octopus thing. Then all of the entertainers on Virgin come together to get you in for a proper pool party. But I'm not just talking about dancing around the pool. I'm talking about actually jumping into it. This was the most insane party I have ever been to, and I am so happy that we just threw ourselves into it. When will you ever get the chance to do this again? I'll attach the videos of me and James making the jump. So, as you could tell from those clips, Scarlet Night was a success. So much of a success that we're off for a 3-hour session at the Redemption Spa to bring ourselves back to life a little bit. It was such a treat having this session at the spa, and honestly, I think this was the best view of the entire cruise. The spa was packed out with mud masks, jacuzzis, a sauna, and even ice baths. I did not enjoy this one. However, it did give us a new lease of life, and we were ready for our arrival in Ibiza at 7 p.m. It was absolutely gorgeous watching us sail in. We went to the very back of the boat, which is a place called The Dock, where you can get tapas and cocktails. It was the perfect place to watch. And obviously the first thing that we did when we arrived in the party capital of the world was play a game of Operation on the ship. We did head out for some drinks later though. We are in Ibiza today, so we got here at 7 p.m. last night. We went out, didn't we?
We did, yes.
Yes?
Didn't go well.
And so this morning, it's purely Fanta Limons, which in my opinion is the best way to celebrate being abroad anyway. And it's so pretty here. It might actually be maybe my favourite port that we've been to. I really like Spain, so I will vlog lots of clips and then we get back on the boat for our last day. Something good to know is that Virgin run free shuttles for pretty much all of their ports. And just like that, it was our last supper. Or last French toast, I'm not really sure what you want to call it. Similar to boarding the boat, you also need a disembarkation time, which you also book on your app. So we were quite lucky and we booked one of the latest slots at 10:30 AM. Checkout was as simple as it possibly could have been, thanks to the organised staff yet again. But that did not make us any less devastated to be leaving our Virgin ship. The consolation? We still had an entire day in Barcelona to explore some of the amazing sights, and they really were amazing. The Gaudi 4D experience gets a special shout out. This was like €9 per person, and it was maybe the best thing that we did in Barcelona that entire day. We were desperate to do the Barcelona stadium tour, but didn't realise that they had a home game that day, so that wasn't going to be possible. So instead we drowned our sorrows in cake, as you do, gluten-free of course. And just like that, it was time to head home after one of the most incredible trips we have ever been on. Whether you're an experienced cruiser or a total newbie, whether you're old or young, I genuinely would recommend Virgin to anybody. There was way too much to pack into one vlog, so please check out my Instagram, Story of Savannah, which also has a discount code, to look at the entire cruise. Thank you so much for watching. I hope I've inspired you to sail the Virgin way.